On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me. So it is day 12 of the Danvent 2022 beer advent calendar. What is behind door number 12? Let's find out. Right, so where is door number 12? Door number, oh yeah, door number 12. Okay, yes, Better World Brewing Company, New England India Pale Ale, or NIPA as they seem to call it. The reason I'm laughing is if you saw the previous ones, I'll do this. I'll do the same story really quickly, save you going and finding the other video. So day 4 was this one, which was IPA, absolutely stonkingly good beer. Loved it so much. I ordered some. Order went wrong, and I got sent 4 IPAs and 4 New England IPAs. So, Dan, you've lucked out. You were 11 out of 11, but I have now just got myself a beer that I've had before, but really only because of ordering the other one. So let's do the crap one-handed pour, and then I can tell you about it. Okay, oh, that's yep, that seems to be crap. That meets the standard. Okay, so the juiciest hand-selected hops showcase Hippo are easy drinking. Any IPA, New England IPA. It's fruity, it's juicy, and it's hoppy with a gentle bitter bite. Just how we like it. And as with all these Better World cans, you get a Canimal fact. And the Canimal fact is that an adult hippo needs to resurface every 3 to 5 minutes to breathe. Even if a hippo is sleeping underwater, it will rise and breathe without waking. Well, who knew? Well, they did, obviously. Right, okay. So any IPA or New England IPA? Well, New England IPA is... I did apologise for giving a history lesson the other day, and I got loads of comments back saying that was great. That is, do the history. So apologies to anybody that knows what I'm about to say, but New England IPA, it's probably the most sort of in-demand growth beer style at the moment. It's the trend at the moment. And New England IPA is, well, it originated, it's like the opposite corner of the US from San Diego. It's Vermont, I think. But anyway, certainly the top right-hand corner of America. And the thing about a New England IPA is it's about where they put the hops in the brewing process. So the brewing process in quick form is you put the barley grains or the whatever grains into hot water for an hour or so, and then you wash those through with even hotter water, so you get the sugary liquid, which you then boil for an hour or more. And during that boil, you add hops, and you add a very small amount of hops at the beginning of that boil, which is what creates the bitter aftertaste. So it's like the reverse order of flavour. Halfway through that boil, you'll add the flavouring hops, which is what the initial taste is like. And then right at the end of that boil, you'll add a lot more hops because they don't have time to boil the acids out of the hops. So a much larger quantity will go in right at the end of the boil, or what they call flame out. But the New England IPA, it's not exclusive to this style of beer, but what it does, it uses a technique called dry hopping. So that's your normal 3 places to put the hops in the boil, beginning, middle and end. Well, this does it after that process completely, which is in fermentation. So that's the bit where you add the yeast, and the yeast eats the sugar and creates the alcohol. But it's during that bit that they add huge quantities of hops in comparison to the boil hops. And that's why it's so cloudy, because you've got all this sort of, well, stuff in the fermentation. So what it does, it creates a massive aroma, which it's got, very fruity, very juicy. bundles of that initial flavour and less of the sort of bitter end of it. So it's fruity, it's juicy, it's hoppy. I'm telling you this without tasting it, having tasted it the other day, but that is a very high quality New England IPA, and if you haven't had one of those before, I thoroughly recommend it. That is really good. Cheers.